Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nitzan Steinberg, Grandmaster from Israel, and today we will do the checkmate in 2 moves. So the last video we solved the checkmate in 1 move, and we are developing, we are going forward, so let's do it. And before it, I must tell you guys, thank you very much for every subscribes and every like and comment that you are doing for me here. So don't forget to click on this subscribe and all to get notification for any update. Okay, so we are coming back and let's start. So the first example, so what do we have here? We have queen, we have 2 bishops, and we are down 2 rooks. It's unbelievable position to handle. But what do you think about the king safety? The king safety is not feeling well at all. So what can we do? So this king wants to bring here himself to c8 and b8. Let's do this. Queen takes e6 check. King must take it at bishop g4. It's a checkmate. Unbelievable. With this bishop, and this pawn. So the king cannot go here, not go here. Of course, cannot go here and cannot go here. And also to e5. It's not possible because of the pawn. So this checkmate with 2 bishops and 1 pawn. Incredible one. Let's do the second one. Come on. Okay, so we have queen against queen, rook against rook, rook against rook. So we are bishop up, right? Great. We have 4 pawns against 5 pawns. So we have a piece up, right? But how can we give checkmate to this king? So this king is a little bit safety, right? How can we open it? Oh, I have this one. Queen takes g6, f takes g6. So we are sacrificing queen, but now we have this rook 2 to a7. It will be a checkmate. So we are giving a checkmate with this rook to cover the 8th row, and of course with this extraordinary pawn to avoid this h6 square and f6 square for the king. So this is a checkmate. Brilliant solution. Let's do another one. Come on. Okay, so we have queen against queen, bishop against bishop, and now we have bishop and the knight against 2 rooks. Oh no, it's not good. But what can we say about the king? The king, you can say that he can be on this spot, right, on h8 square, and also on g7. So what is the common for these 2 squares? This diagonal, right? So how can we bring some piece to this diagonal? Oh, I know, the bishop to f6. Oh, but unfortunately there is a rook. So how can we, get away this rook from this file? Oh, I know, queen is 5 check. Sacrificing a queen, rook takes, and bishop f6. It's a checkmate. The king cannot go here because of the knight. So yeah, we are winning the game. Let's do another one. Okay, so what about this position? Queen against queen, rook against rook, rook against rook, bishop against bishop, knight against bishop. How many pawns? Do we have 6 pawns against 5? So we are up a pawn, and this king, oh no, this king cannot go anywhere. So we must attack it, right? How can we attack it? So rook e7 cannot be played because of the bishop. Queen g7 cannot be played because of the bishop and the rook. So how can we attack it? Oh, what about this pawn? Maybe it will help us. Queen g6 check. We are sacrificing another time this queen. H takes g6 and f takes g6 is a checkmate. The king cannot take the pawn because of the bishop. King f6 is not possible because of the knight. Of course, king cannot be played to e8, e7 or e6 because of the rook. So we were winning the game. Checkmate. Let's do another one. Okay, so wow, what a position to play. Queen against queen, rook against rook, bishop against bishop, bishop against bishop, and knight against rook. So we are down in exchange. How many pawns? We have 5 against 5. So we are down in exchange. How can we give a checkmate? So let's see. So I think the threat for black threatening is queen checks g2 is checkmate. So we are must doing it. It's very, very fast. And also don't forget the queen is under attack here. So what about this king safety? So the king can be in this spot on b7, on c8, and here he cannot go, right, because of this bishop. So what do you think about queen a6 check? We are covering these spots, right? he must take it. And now the discover check, knight c5, also attacking with the bishop, also attacking with the knight, and the king cannot go to b7 and not going to b5, right? Because of this bishop, of course, and because of this knight, and white is winning. It's a checkmate, amazing checkmate with two pieces, the knight and a bishop. Let's do another one, come on. Okay, so what about this position? Rook against rook, knight against rook, so we are down in exchange. We have 5 pawns, right? 5 pawns against 6 pawns. So we are down exchange and 1 pawn. So the pieces position is bad for us. How can we attack this king? So this king cannot go anywhere, so we must attack it. But how? Rook e6 cannot be played because rook takes e6. Knight e3, oh, knight e3 is interesting line, right? Knight e3, it's a check, it's good check, but he will take us. Oh, and we will bring this pawn to f4 with the checkmate, so knight e3 check. If takes d3, of course, and f4, it's a checkmate. King f5 cannot be played. King d6 cannot be played because of this rook. And of course, king e4, king d4, illegal because of this king. So it's a checkmate. We are sacrificing a knight and giving a checkmate. Let's do another one. Come on. Oh, this nice. Queen against queen, rook against rook, rook against knight. So we are up in exchange. We're 3 pawns against 5. So yeah, it's not so easy. But how can we attack this king? Rook h8 is just give it a rook up. So how can we attack it? Let's see. Oh, I know. Queen takes h6, sacrificing a queen. After king takes h6, just rook h8, it will be a checkmate immediately. And if g takes h6, rook takes b7, and it's a checkmate with these 2 rooks, of course. Wow, this good sacrifice with the queen. Let's do another one. Come on. Okay, what about this position? Queen against queen, rook against rook, rook against rook, knight against bishop. Okay, we have how many pawns? We have 4 pawns, right? No, 5, sorry. 5 against 5. How can we attack this king? So the threat is queen takes c1. How can we attack? A sacrifice, a queen sacrifice. How we love this queen sacrifice. Queen takes h7. We are sacrificing queen. Why? Because we are feeling that this rook must bring the checkmate. King takes h7, and now h takes g5. And this is a checkmate. Why? Because the king is under attack. King g7 cannot be played because of this f takes g7. King g6 because of the knight. And of course, this h file is just cannot be played. This rook, extraordinary rook. Yes, thank you very much, this rook. You're doing a great job. Let's do another one. Come on. Okay, we have a queen against queen, bishop against bishop, bishop against bishop, knight against knight, knight against knight, rook against rook, and you know what? Rook against rook. So many threats here. The queen, then bishop, the knight, the rook, of course. Wow. How can we attack this king? So we have a lot of power here, right? And I know. Oh my god. Anybody can see this. Wow. Knight takes d7. I take this pawn with a check. It's never mind for me. I'm just taking the pawn with a check. I'm giving up the queen. And now, knight to f6. It's a checkmate. Because this bishop is attacking the king. This knight is attacking in the king. And this bishop just avoiding from bringing the king to this diagonal. So this is a checkmate. Unbelievable checkmate. After sacrificing the queen and with 3 bishops, of course, pieces, you are giving a checkmate. Let's do another one. So, oh wow, what a position to play. Queen against queen, knight against knight, knight against bishop, bishop against bishop, and we have a bishop. So rook against rook and bishop against rook. So we are down in exchange. But the king, oh, what can you say about this king? Because this king cannot play anywhere. Not e8, not d7, and we just must to attack him, right? So knight f7 cannot be played because knight takes f7, and after queen e6, knight e5. So it's not so good for us. So how can we attack it? Knight e6 also not so good because f takes e6. Oh, but queen takes e6. It will be a checkmate, but not in 2, right? So how can we do a checkmate in 2? I know. Queen e6. Quiet move. So quiet. We just want to put the queen on d7, and you know, it will be a checkmate immediately. So f takes e6, and now knight takes e6, and it's a checkmate with these 2 pieces, knight and a bishop. King e8 and king d7 cannot be played because of the bishop, and the king is under attack. So checkmate, game over. Let's do another one. Come on. Okay, so queen against queen, knight against knight, knight against knight, rook against rook. We have 7 pawns against 5 pawns, so we are up at 2 pawns. But how can we attack these kings? So we have, you know, like the option to play knight g6, but h takes g6. So if this pawn will not be here, it will be a checkmate, right? So how can we just, you know, like just give it away? I know, knight takes h7, it's a check. Knight takes h7 is the only move, and now knight comes to g6 with a checkmate. Another one, let's do it. Okay, oh, this is a very good example. You know, this is, you know, structure that you must know in your chess career. So the queen against queen, knight against knight, knight against bishop. So we are down a bishop, right? 2 rooks against 2 rooks, and this bishop is up. So how can we attack this king? Queen h7, it's a one move, but king f8, of course, and the king is just going, right? So he survived it, but here you have a very, very beautiful pattern. Rook h8 check, you are giving the rook, king takes h8, and now queen h5, h7, of course, it's a checkmate immediately, because this knight is covering this queen, and the king cannot go anywhere. The last, but not least, exercise. Very beautiful example. So what can we say about this position? We have a rook against bishop, 1 pawn against 2 pawns, right? So we are up in exchange, but we down a pawn, and the position, the black's pieces cannot go anywhere. So how can we give a checkmate? So if I will play, for example, rook h3, it will be just stalemate, so it will be a draw. How can I give a checkmate? You will survive it. You will solve it, of course. Also survive it, you know, it's just YouTube channel, right? Rook h2, what a move! You are just bringing the rook into a very not good square, right? G takes h2, what I'm doing? Oh no, but g4, it's a checkmate immediately. So after rook h2, there is no possible move instead of g takes h2, and now g4 is a checkmate. The king cannot go here, and yeah, we are winning the game. Let's do it. So don't forget, like on this video, subscribe my channel, and you will see it. You will see me in the mate in 3. Bye bye.